So it turns out that dating after a long period of abstinence is actually pretty tough. Abstinence is often a fear or a trauma response. In other words, I believe that some people are pursuing abstinence as a means of escaping the issues that they may need to fix within themselves that surface when they deal with someone romantically. Do not get me wrong. Abstinence is a beautiful thing when you're truly embodying the nature of abstinence. Taking a break from sex, dating, truly getting to know yourself, healing your traumas, figuring out what things went wrong in your past relationships, and ultimately just understanding how you can grow and progress as a person. So that if and when you do decide to start dating again, you're not repeating the same mistakes. I came across this post that really hit home for me. You can literally be single for months to years and avoid people thinking you're healing, but then all of those same triggers will resurface once you finally connect with someone again. There's certain healing that can only be done while in connection. I do agree with this, and I want to make sure that I'm not projecting on anyone today, so I'm going to talk about myself, okay? We're going to pick on me. We'll use me as an example. My relationship with sex and dating has been very interesting, but as it stands on June 4th, 2023, I am not practicing abstinence intentionally. When I first started my abstinence journey, I was very intentional about hitting different milestones. I was counting the months. I was set on going a year. I was really focused on abstaining. Nowadays, it's not something that I actively focus on, but it's something that just kind of happens by default. People will often be like,
"Oh my gosh, it's been a couple months since I had sex. I'm in a drought."
And they're losing their minds, scratching the walls, right? For me, it's the opposite. My norm is not having sex. And if I do have a sexual interaction, that's out of the ordinary. Casual sex is just not my thing. I need to have a certain level of connection with someone before I am intimate with them in that way. And so I haven't really found somebody's son that I want to bust it wide open for. A large part of the reason why I'm abstinent by default is because I'm not really dating. But as of late, I've really been sitting and having these moments of reflection with myself and just listening to the way that I talk about being single versus being romantically involved with someone. So when I think about being single, it's all about focusing on me, right? I like my peace. I be chilling. I be doing my own thing. And then when I think about dating someone, it's like, oh gosh, the dating pool has pee in it. You're running the risk that it's going to be some drama. You're opening your life up, your routine to someone, and you don't really want to do that. And so I just kind of see it as something that's more of like a negative experience or something that is taking away from the peace that I've established for myself. Going back to this idea of abstinence being a fear response, I realized that I enjoy abstinence, abstaining from sex and dating, because when I'm not dating someone, I'm not facing the things that are triggering me. And if I'm not facing my triggers, then I don't have to fix them. It's kind of like a cop-out. Stepping outside of myself for a moment, I think that when a lot of people say, I'm doing me, a lot of it is in reference to getting their money up, pursuing goals. Maybe they're getting themselves in shape. All of these are really great things, but each of these things have nothing to do with healing the things that we battle internally. Now, I will say that I have been doing a lot of internal work because I realized that the things I needed to work on within myself weren't only impacting my romantic relationships, it was my relationships with my family, my friends, the way that I approach things at work. So I knew that it was just an overarching theme of, sis, we gotta fix things within yourself so that everything else falls into place. One thing that I've always struggled with is vocalizing my emotions in a very clear and transparent way. Telling someone that I'm interested in them is not a problem. Telling someone when they hurt my feelings, when they did something to trigger an insecurity that I have, those are the things that I struggle to communicate. So when I'm absent of the distractions of the romantic sphere, I feel like I'm in my mood. I'm not worrying about who's not texting me because I'm not having sex with anybody. I'm focusing on myself. I'm getting work done. I'm being productive. And then I say to myself,
I think we're ready to go into these dating streets. We've been making great progress. You've been reflecting. Look at you, sis.
But then when I re-enter the dating pond, I'm like, oh shit, this person is literally illuminating what I need to fix. They're mirroring the things that God is telling me I still need to work on within myself. It's kind of like riding a bike with training wheels. You're super confident with those training wheels on, and then when the training wheels come off, it's kind of like, oh shoot, I'm in here. Like, I really got to apply that confidence that I had when I had those training wheels into this situation to make sure I'm able to maintain my balance, to make sure I don't fall. But at the same time, I think that's the beauty of relationships. Any relationship. Every person that you meet is teaching you a lesson. And I guess I realized that when I become so fixated in this mode of practice, work, and I never open myself up to the opportunities of just engaging with people and learning, putting everything that I've been working on into action, I'm not truly seeing if the things that I thought I healed were actually healed. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with taking time to yourself to heal and learn from past experiences that might have been triggering for you. Definitely do that. Leave that time so that you're able to reflect. And I'm not saying that I'm pushing myself to get out and date someone new right after a situation ends. But I think it's important to have those moments of reflection to make sure I'm not using abstinence as a form of avoidance, like an out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. One thing that I have learned in this journey called life is that you will be continuously put in the same situations, the same cycles, meaning the same people in different bodies, until the message that you are refusing to hear is fully received. When you're single and you're in the era of doing you, are you truly getting to know yourself? Do you acknowledge, understand, and accept who you are, good, bad, and ugly? Are you truly doing the work to heal, or are you running?